Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to this army showcase, and this time it's the guards, son. So I've done a few army showcase videos on the channel. I think I've done my Tyranids and my Black Legion some time ago, so feel free to check them out in the playlist called Army Showcases. Today I'm doing the guard. I've got it to a point now where I'm not going to get anything for a while, so I thought I'd get it out on the table, and it's quite a lot, and I thought I'd share with you my collection of my Astra Militarum, or Imperial Guard, specifically Catachan Regiment. Before I dive right into going through what I've got here, and some pieces are very old, some are new, I've got a few conversion works going on, and a few other bits. If you like the content, smash the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. There's normally a battle report most weeks, but occasionally I do other things as well, like this. And if you want to support me further, you can become a YouTube channel member to get early access videos and a few other perks and things. So come and join the Legion here at Heretic Day 40k. And also, if you want to support me more, you can even do so even further. If you like buying miniatures or paints and things, great. If you want to buy them at a discount, even better. Check out my link below for Element Games in the UK. They can sell the miniatures. I think they sell paints and brushes like worldwide or something, but check them out. And of course, if you want to see pictures of my miniatures or snapshots of battle reports and things, you can follow me on Instagram as well at Heretic Day 40k. All the links will be below in the description. And before I get cracking with the actual army showcase, some of you might be thinking, that terrain looks really cool. Where can I get that? Well, a big shout out to marchofwar.co.uk. They do lots of pre-painted resin terrain. You can get it unpainted as well, which is a bit cheaper. But they do these like cool bunkers and sandbag walls and things, which I thought would be really cool for my guard, so I got them a while ago. And there'll be a link below for March of War as well. And you can even take the tops off, look, so you can even fit guardsmen inside to shoot out the window if you really wanted to. It's nicely scaled. And it's really cool. So that's where I got the training from. As for the battle mat, I got this one from gamemat.eu, and there'll be a link below for them as well. This one's a double-sided one. This is my guard side, and on the other side is a snow side, which if I had Valhallans as well, that'd be pretty cool. But yes, so that's the shout-outs. But yeah, let's dive in. So the Guard, who are the Guard? Well, they are the defenders of humanity and the hammer of the Emperor. I suppose the Space Marines or the Adeptus Astartes, which are more of a scalpel. The Guard is the sledgehammer to blast the Xenos, or the enemies of humankind, to death, basically. And we use lots of guns and also lots of tanks. So that's a bit about the Guard. And yeah, this is my collection. I've been collecting Guard now on and off for about 25 years. So some of these models are very, very old, and some are pretty much brand spanking new. So yeah, where to start really? I mean, I guess I'll start from the front and work my way back. So at the front here, I've aligned a nice little spearhead of tanks driving through the middle. Drive forwards. And leading that charge of the tanks is, of course, my tank commander, who is armed with a sword. Of course he is, because he wants to drive closer to hit them with his sword. Never mind the big gun on his tank. That's just a little bonus, really. So this is, I think, it's actually my first ever guard tank. This one is metal and heavy and very broken and things, but I've tried to fix it as the years have gone by. But yeah, this is about 25 years old. This is the original Demolisher kit, which came out back in like the mid to late 90s, I believe. So yeah, so he's got Demolish cannon, lance cannon, plasma cannons. I've got multi-melters as well, but I've put the plasma cannons on for now because I think multi-melters are a bit pants now. They're only 18-inch range. But anyway, that's what he's got. I've added a few bits to him. So most of my battle tanks have like little spare tracks on the turrets, just because it looks cool, I guess. I've put a hammer there and some, not beer cans, petrol cans and things on the back. I've also put like a Bulgrin shield on the back of his turret there, because then I know that he is my tank commander. Otherwise, who else would know? And these hunter killer missiles, which I've got on many of my tanks, basically look for the red dots. These, if anyone's wondering where these cool old school sort of hunter killer missiles you can actually just type on eBay Hunter Killer Missile 40k, and that's like one of the first ones which come up. They're resin, so I just cleaned them up, painted them up, stuck them on all my tanks. And when you've used it, you can just take it off like that. They've just got like a little slot in the missile, which goes on there very nicely. And of course, now I'm talking with one hand, it's going to be quite difficult to do it. Come on your pop. And of course, there we go. Let's use my other hand. But yeah, so Hunter Killer Missiles, they're from eBay. I think they're about maybe £5 each or something, not a massive amount. So yeah, so that's my tank commander. Either side of him, I've got two very old numerous battle tanks. In the Guard community, they're known as El Clasicos because they've got the classic standard sort of weapon options, really. The battle cannon, the las cannon, and the heavy bolters. So yeah, there's two of them. They're both very, very old tanks as well, around the 20-year-old mark. And they've been my old faithful through many editions. Behind them, I have my new Rogel Dawn. And I've equipped them with the oppressor cannon and all the melters and the pulverizer cannon just because it's cool. Like, why would you put a twin battle cannon on this when you can put battle cannons on a Rust? You can't put an oppressor cannon on a Rust, so put an oppressor cannon on it. And melter guns because they're just better than stubbers and heavy bolters. So yes, so that's my Rogel Dawn. I have not glued the turret on, so I can swap that at some point if I want to. Same with all the sponsor weapons on it. I can just take off and swap over if I want to. And yeah, I've put like all the luggage and things on the tank. It looks pretty cool. I like the Rogel Dawn tank. It's very nice. It's very, very good size as well because we'll get to it later. But I do have the bigger tank, but he's just too big sometimes. So you bring a slightly smaller one, a Rogel Dawn. Very nice. Behind him, another new tank I've got recently, a Luminous Exterminator. I actually had one of these years ago when they first came out. With like the Catachan tank commander and things. I've no idea where it went, so I bought a new one. So I've given him plasma cannons, las cannons, and the exterminator auto cannon. Again, they aren't glued in, so I can swap them around with melters or heavy bolters or whatever I want, really. Which I would advise you to do if you're getting new battle tanks. Do not stick in the sponsons or the hull-mounted weapon because you can swap them in and out very, very easily. They just sort of slot in. The kit actually comes with all the turrets now to make every possible Rust. So this one I've actually glued in because I think the other alternative was like the battle cannon. I've got loads of those anyway. The other turret, I've put the plasma cannon variant on it. But of course that can be swapped for like the Gatling cannon and I think the Nova cannon or something. So yeah, so don't glue all the bits together in your Russes now. It's one kit, but you can make all the tanks out of it. So just sort of slot things in. That's my exterminator. We'll get to the other tanks in just a moment because at the front here, I've got my Scout Sentinels. Yes, they're the old Scout Sentinels, but the new ones, I think they're a bit big for Scout Sentinels. They look very good for the Armoured Sentinels, the new ones. But I want Scout Sentinels with Catachans in. So I'm quite happy with the old ones. And of course, I've given them all heavy flamers and chainswords because they're Catachan. So they're scouting out over there. And then over on the other side, if you didn't spot him earlier, Sly Marbo is in the bushes because he's really cool. And then next to him, I've actually put a little sniper here who some of you viewers might recognise as being, I think he's called Snake or Scopes or something from the Last Chances box from years ago. So you can chill out there with Marbo. And then I've got loads of infantry. So in the sort of centre bits here, I've got some old school Ratlins. These are the old metal Ratlins. So again, very, very old, but they're really cool. So Ratlin snipers doing their thing. I've got a very old unit of Ogrins here as well. They're the metal Ogrins. The original sort of metal Ogrins and the sort of second variant of metal Ogrins before they got to the plastic ones. So there's some Ogrins over Ripper guns. They're really cool. Got some heavy weapons teams over here. Got a couple of missile launchers and a heavy bolter. This base for the heavy bolter, if anyone else has got old heavy weapons teams which don't have the base, the big base that comes with the kit, because these are literally the old school metal heavy weapons teams. This base I got off eBay as well. eBay is really great for things like that. And then that's Fingers and Rocket Girl from the Last Chances as well. These, if you don't know what these are made out of, these are literally just chopped up bits of sprues, glued on top of each other to form sort of like a barricade, and then sprayed back and dry brushed lead belcher on, basically. So that's what I did with those. So that's some heavy weapons teams over there, and I've sort of got the same on this flank. 3 of the old school las cannon teams. So yeah, did sort of something similar with their bases. Just get a big base with a couple of holes in it for the bases, and then sort of chopped up some sprue to put on there, so they look cool. Got loads of infantry. Got an infantry squad here. Mixture of old and new. Well, no Catachans are new, are they? But like the plastic and the metal. So got melter gun, plasma gun. They're like the metal ones. Got a few other metal guns with las guns as well. This is actually an old school Catachan lieutenant from back in the day, but I just use them as sergeants with bolt guns. And I've got even more old school guardsmen here. Heavy flamer from the new command squad box set, which came out a few years back. Brains and Demolition Man, I think, from the last chances. Can make a nice medic and master voxcaster. And then this is an old school Catachan captain with bolter and power fist, so he makes a good platoon commander. Next to him is a commissar, a very old commissar with power fist and power sword. Can't even take that as an option anymore, but there we go, he's there. Catachans don't really like commissars very much, but we've got a couple floating about. This is just another infantry squad, if you like. So again, another old school Catachan lieutenant, some old, some new, melter, plasma, voxcaster. And then I've got Animal from the last chances as well, which is a dude with a melter gun. And then on this flank, again, more infantry, mixture of old and new special weapons. Got a dude with a plasma pistol and sword. This is the commander model from the command squad, actually, but I just gave him a bolt pistol and a chainsword because then I can use him as a sergeant. I didn't really want to use the model in that box as a commander because I've got the new sort of limited edition Catachan commander model, so he'll be my commander instead of what that guy could have been instead. So he's got the plasma and the power fist, and then obviously he's with the command squad with the banner and the medic and whatnot. And another commissar there. This is a slightly newer one, but again, you don't think you can get this one anymore either, with a plasma pistol and power sword. And then to the left of them, I've got some Borgrins. So if you like Catachan and you like Borgrins or Ogrins, just don't put all the armour on the Borgrins. Just leave them with the vests or the straps and things. So they kind of look like Ogrins, but just with shields and clubs. And then they blend in quite nicely with Catachans then. So that's what I did there. With the shields and the clubs. I really like Borgrins. They're cool. So let's start moving back to the rest of the tanks now. God, I've got so much, it's ridiculous. My arm's aching holding the camera. I've got a Hellhound. It's a very, very old Hellhound. I think I even built the back bit wrong, but don't mention that. So yeah, lots of flamers there. And then similar to what I did with the Russes, was putting spare tracks on the turrets with the Russes, I put spare tracks on the side of all of the Chimera chassis tanks. Just because it just adds a bit more detail, it just looks a bit cooler. And with the old boxes for the tanks, you had so many spare tracks in them. So I've got like spare tracks everywhere, why not? It looks cool. Got 3 Chimeras. 2 of them are older ones, but one of them is a slightly newer one. You can tell because one is narrower than the other ones. So yeah, these are just sort of Chimeras. I gave them all the same optimal sort of loadout. Multi-laser heavy bolters, because you can't go wrong with just DACA. If you want flames on Chimeras, fine, but then just get a Hellhound, right? So 3 Chimeras there to transport the troops around him. One of them's got like a little tank commander model or tank crew or whatever from way back in the day. Because way back in the day when you bought a guard tank, it always came with a sort of metal crew in the box, which was really cool. So you could always put someone either on the turret or on the back of the tank or something. It was really cool. Moving over to here, I've got a very old school Yarrick. This is a metal one, not a fine cast one, it's a metal one. I do hope they bring Commissar Yarrick back. He can't be dead, surely. He's awesome. Got a few last chance models here as well. I've got Ox and I think Grease Monkey, is that one's name? And then I've also got Han Solo, Chimera Psycho and an Astropath here as well. And then behind them is my big brick of Crusaders which sadly are no longer available for the Guard. They're not even in Legends anymore for the Guard. They're only available now for Sisters of Battle, which is sad. So I used to like running 10 of these guys in like a transport with a priest. It was really cool. People wouldn't expect a unit of guardsmen to come out of a transport and kill things in combat. And also to have storm shields. I mean, what is going on there? But they're really cool. I painted them up in like Knights Templar sort of paint scheme with like the Inquisitor sort of icon there. And they ride around in the 18 van, which is a converted Taurox. Basically, I use bits of old track and other tank bits to make a spoiler. And then the wheels, some of you are probably realised, hang on, Tauroxes don't come with wheels. No, they don't. They come with tracks. You can get a conversion kit for Tauroxes from, I think it's Victoria Miniatures, where you essentially just take out the tracks and you can put on some wheels with suspension and things. So that's really cool. If you don't like Tauroxes with tracks, you can get them like that and make them into vans, which is quite cool. So yeah, so that's my Taurox. Over this side, I've got Sergeant Harker here with his band of merry men, unit of Catachans coming out of the trees because, you know, Catachans. So they're there. I've got my artillery section here. So naturally, I've put the Master of Ordnance next to the artillery, obviously, and also a Tech Priest just to, you know, bless the missiles before they shoot off to the enemy. So yeah, I've got heavy weapons team with mortars. Because why not? And 2 of the new field ordnance batteries, and I gave them the I can't remember what the gun's called now. It's the mini basilisk gun, because it's literally a mini basilisk. But yeah, they're really cool. I like them. Really nice little models. It's a shame the infantry for the field ordnance battery in the new Cadian box set are so much smaller than the Catachan models, because, you know, they're bulky and they've been to the gym a bit too much. Because otherwise I would have swapped their heads for Catachan heads, but they were just too large for the bodies, unfortunately. But there you go. Manticore and a Basilisk, because, you know, Manticore and Basilisk, why not? That's cool. And then at the back here, of course, you can't miss it. It's the Baneblade. With all the guns, you know, and you've got 2 sponsons, unfortunately not 4, because I actually got it off eBay quite a few years ago, actually. I was just looking for a cheap Baneblade, because they were quite expensive back then. I think only from Forge World. So, yeah, I got myself a Baneblade. And I've also got the crew on the top as well, obviously. And then next to that is basically a converted Lehman Russ Vanquisher. So if I come round the table the other way to get a better angle, it's literally a battle cannon where I've chopped the front bit off the cannon. So like this bit, I've kept the back bit, but I've chopped the front bit off. And I've essentially got a plastic straw, stuck it in and glued it in. Just to make an extended battle cannon so it can look like a Vanquisher cannon. Because this again was a really old battle tank and they didn't have Vanquisher cannons back then. So yeah, there we go. All they had originally was the battle tank, then the monastery tank came out, then the exterminator. I don't think any other turret variants came out until they released the plastic set, which sort of combined half of them, and then there was another plastic set which had like the other, not combined, contained. There were 2 plastic box sets which came out for the Lehman Russ. One had half the turrets, one had the other half the turrets, and now they finally put them all in one box. Which is nice. But yes, so that's a converted Lehman Russ Vanquisher. Heavy bolter in the hull and heavy flames on the sponsons, but obviously I can interchange the turrets with these, so I can have a normal battle tank with heavy flames, heavy bolter if I wanted to, and put, you know, a Vanquisher on something with heavy bolters and a las cannon to sit at the back. But yes, that's a Vanquisher. And then over here, I've got Colonel Strachan and some Catachans coming out the bushes on this side. So this is the old Colonel Strachan model, Colonel Iron Hand himself, because the new one's got a slightly different pose. But this one looks really cool. I like this one. So that's Colonel Strachan. And then over here is my sort of special forces. I've got the officer of the fleet back there because he's next to the plane, obviously. I've got a Taurox Prime, for the scions with the missiles and the orc cannons and storm bolter. And I've got a blob of scions. Normally just run them as 2 units of 2. 2 units of 2, 2 units of 5. But I've got a couple of extras. I've sort of painted them this sort of night camo design to sort of complement the sort of daytime camo of the Catachans. Simply because they're special forces, right? They strike in the night from the shadows. So that's them. And then I've got the new, was it Warhammer Plus Catachan Sergeant? So I've just painted him sort of to match my scions. Because these scions aren't the Tempestus Scions models, these are the metal Stormtrooper models from way back in the day. Obviously Stormtroopers is the old name for Tempestus Scions. And his armour sort of matches what they've got, and I haven't got any Catachan, so I just thought, yeah, okay, I'll just do them all in black, like my others, because my other sergeants are all in black. And then the infantry have got a bit of green and brown on them. So I just did him to match them, really. I'll use him as a Scion Sergeant. Why not? He looks pretty cool. And then to get to the plane, the Valkyrie. I absolutely love this model. Unfortunately, the rules aren't that great for it, but I really like it. I mean, what's not to like about an awesome plane called a Valkyrie? So I've even got Catachan crew inside the plane, because, you know, Catachans. So I gave it the las cannon and the missiles. And then sort of up under the wing there, you can see a heavy bolter poking out the side because, and again with Valkyries, don't glue everything because it's brilliant. I've got the heavy bolter crew in the back, and again they're Catachans because, you know, I'm a Catachan player. I've also got the ramp, so you can sort of have people parachuting down and things. Yeah, so that's my Valkyrie. Just pop that back on. Did I get it first time? No, there we go. So that's the Valkyrie, which can deliver the scions or whoever really out of the back. But yeah, I think that's everything from my guard. So yeah, I mean, are you a guard player? Do you like the guard? Are you thinking about starting guard? Let me know your thoughts about the guard and the model collection and the army as a whole, and your experience of playing the guard or collecting the guard. And if there's anything you'd like me to get for the guard, then, you know, comment below. I think I've got pretty much everything, at least one of. I don't think there's much I haven't got, apart from Catachan, but they're Cadian, so don't tell me to get Catachan. I'm not interested. Might get some more scions at some point, but the problem is I want them to blend in with those, so I'll have to hunt eBay for some old Stormtrooper models, I think, to match them. But yeah, that's my guard. I hope you've liked or enjoyed looking at the collection. It might have inspired you to attack from the bushes, as the Catachans do, with some flamer ambushes or you know, booby traps. And it's quite impressive when I put it down as to how much I actually had. But a lot of it is tanks. I'm not a mass infantry collector, as you can tell. I've got a fair amount. You know, I've got enough infantry to complement the vehicles. I predominantly play sort of mechanised or hybrid guard. I do not play all infantry guard. I know some viewers have been asking, can you play an all infantry list? I mean, I can, but I'll probably run out of infantry before I run out of points, unfortunately. I can obviously throw in things like Ogryns and Bullryns and Scions, and those are characters to sort of add points to it, but I'm pretty sure I will not have enough points for an all infantry game. I run hybrid or mechanised, with a few sort of specialist units put in, like the Ogryns, Bullryns or Scions, or Ratlins. Ratlins are cool. I like Ratlins. But yeah, that is my guard. Thanks for watching the video, and hope to see you soon in the next one.